where the Bangladesh government has voiced strong discontent over statements by British members of parliament on recent violence and attacks against minorities in the South Asian nation. Bangladesh's Foreign Affairs Advisor Mohammad Tawheed Hussain conveyed his reaction to the statement by an all-party parliamentary group of the United Kingdom to the British High Commissioner to Bangladesh, Sarah Cook, during a meeting in Dhaka. He cited that the speeches of members of the British Parliament delivered on December 2nd an alleged spread of misinformation. Hussain told Cook that there was an attempt to show that there have been no deaths after August 5th. An urgent session was convened in the UK Parliament on Monday to discuss the situation in Bangladesh. Barry Gardner, who's the MP for Brent West in London, which has a large British Hindu population, described the situation in the South Asian nation as being clearly on a knife's edge. And I'm quoting from what he said. Conservative MP Preeti Patel, who is the Shadow Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs, called the situation in Bangladesh deeply, deeply concerning, quoting her again there. Another MP, Bob Blackman, who is the chair of all-party parliamentary group for British Hindus, said that the community is suffering. Meanwhile, informing the House about the initiatives taken by the UK so far, the foreign in charge of the Indo-Pacific region, Catherine West, she said that she had visited Bangladesh last month and held meetings with the leadership of the interim government in the country. West also mentioned concerns raised by India over the series of events. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar in the Indian Parliament today underlined that the primary responsibility for the protection of life and liberty of all citizens of Bangladesh, including minorities, rests with the government of Bangladesh.
Sir, it is not binding on us. So it is.
Let's now go across to Assistant Editor Foreign Affairs Siddhant Sibal, who is joining us live from New Delhi. Siddhant, India has been trying to bring the world's attention on violence against minorities in Bangladesh, and the world is finally reacting to it. And specifically the UK, we heard voices from there. UK is often considered as the melting pot of cultures. How do you read this?
Well, essentially, we know that the situation of Hindus in Bangladesh is something that is not only being raised by lawmakers here in the Indian Parliament, but also in the British Parliament. We saw a debate happening on Monday where several lawmakers pointed out to the situation and the UK government reacting, saying that the matter has been raised with the US administration. But it looks like there is no end to the issues the Hindus are facing in Bangladesh. There are reports coming in. India, of course, has already reacted. Not only the External Affairs Minister reacted in the Parliament, but we know that the lawmakers have been raising as well. The Indian Foreign Secretary, Vikram Misri, is set to travel to Bangladesh next week, and this is something that will be on top of the mind of the Indian policymakers. But all said and done, we know that India is keen that there is a reset in the relationship with Dhaka, and the visit of the Indian Foreign Secretary will provide that space. We saw the comments made by the Indian High Commissioner to Dhaka after a meeting with the acting Foreign Secretary, where he said that New Delhi is willing to engage with the administration in Dhaka. But nonetheless, we know that it's not the brightest of time for India-Bangladesh relationship, and it will take some time before there's a normalcy in the relationship.
Okay. Thanks, Siddhant, for joining us with those details. We'll keep coming back to you for more on that story. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.